Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another tournament stream. Today we'll be streaming the challenges, and I'm joined by none other than Fudget!
Hello, how's everybody doing? Hey, Challenger time. Woohoo.
Yes! And not just any challenges, we're starting it off with Raid versus Quick.
That's going to be an interesting one.
For sure.
Looking forward to that.
So far, I'm pretty sure
What
that
maps are we?
basically the tanks that Raid is choosing right now are not the tanks that we're going to see in the game. Because there's a Yege there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing those tanks.
Did you get a room
Would be
invite, by the way?
interesting,
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I'm there.
Good. And there's a Yui, of course. This is like the primary tank to take.
Well, if they do take it, everybody will be saying that they need to buff it. They need to nerf it.
True.
Simple as that, because Toby will make it look like it's OP.
True that. But it's going to be interesting. I'm actually happy that we get to stream some challenges as well. Basically, challenges is always sort of like snowed under the professional games, and the format that we are using now actually does allow for challenges to be streamed.
Yeah, it does. And quite nicely as well, which is good.
Yes.
Just thinking, actually, the UE-57 may actually not be a bad tank, you know. for this particular map.
Did you know that this reminds me of sea otters? When they are about to be attacked, they grab their babies and basically hold them up to the predator that's about to devour them. And they do this to make whoever is attacking them feel sorry for them to hopefully let them live. I can see similarities here with the Yui, to be honest.
Well, they are on Camp Stiller. Just put it in the corner, you'll be fine. Nothing's going to happen for 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, true that. To be fair, I was pleasantly surprised at Asia today because we had matches on Camp Stiller that did not involve much camping.
That is true. That is true. I mean, the clans are finding new meta and new ways to get around the atrociousness that is Camp Stiller.
Yeah.
And it's not a great tournament map because it's whilst it looks nice and big, it's actually very constricting as a map. There's not much you can really do on it.
No, especially just with all the lines of fire, literally the camping places where you know that there's going to be people because it makes sense for them to be there, but it really just makes for very boring gameplay.
It does, and it just goes to show how small the map is. If you can stick a Vickers on their hill over the top of the sea cap, you can almost spot everybody on the map, and that's why they take the Vickers to that point. So, not many maps you can do that. I mean, you just can't. You can't. There's a lot of maps where you just don't have those line of fire, and it's a very uneven map in that regard as well.
Yeah.
Because you've got that sort of hill type area over on the one spawn, and then nothing on the other spawn. Realistically, it does a couple of hills, but it doesn't have the same line of sight. So it's not the best of tournament maps.
No. I really feel that Blitz needs to get more maps first and foremost, but also more maps like Normandy, like Canal, just the somewhat bigger ones with specifically different areas. And then basically filter out, well, first and foremost Camp Stilla, but also the smaller maps like DDC Sprawl and Hallis. They're just way too small for, in my opinion at least, to work effectively in a tier 10 tournament. Tier 6 by all means, but not tier 10.
No, and one of the problems is it takes over a year to design a map where it's almost like a copy and paste to tinker with the tanks, to be perfectly honest. And that's one of the reasons why it's easier to churn out the tanks than it is the maps. But they are planning, I believe, on doing a new map. That's in the stages at the moment, halfway in early doors.
Yes, I'm hoping that we get like maybe 3 new maps this year. Usually there's 2-3 maps per year. And that would actually be very nice. But it just needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
And here we go. The first match of today with a grill for Raid. Kranwagen, STB, and lots of E5s versus 5 E5s, a 1-to-1B, and a mouse from Quick. And this is, I mean, a few years ago, a lineup like this would be ludicrous with so many tanks of the same type, the exact same tank. But it actually works.
Well, it does. I think it was Nico of Endgame who said, or Chocolate, I can't remember, who said that the E5s in the Crown Wagons are just too dominant in the tournaments. They need to have something done with them. Get rid of their dominance.
Get rid of the fantasy consumables and provisions and all, and I think the meta will return back to normal. Look at how forward raid is being near base C. We have the E5s crossing over into a place where we normally see tanks from the other side push over, but pretty much no one from Quick is there.
That is a really good move if they can get away with that, and I think they will. And they're going to be able to contain Quick now at the back of the map.
And we see Blue at the back getting some shots into Salvaje, probably pronouncing that wrong, but not actually managing to pen. Risky takes the first damage there.
Here we go. I mean, Teeman now has got basically a free hand to get that C cap, one of the hardest cap to get on this map.
A is pretty much uncontested. Raid is pulling back from it. B is not going to be capped at all, I think. Oh, that was a last second reset from the mouse there.
Yeah, but unfortunately the mouse is now in he's out on a limb, isolated.
Yeah, and they kind of need to push that. At the same time, Risk has taken the base. Quick has taken the base. Risky is actually going to help the mouse, which means that Drizzle can't just push him. But we see a reaction from Raid on the other side. Nearer base A, I should say.
Intrigued to see that Nardo is moving forward in that drill. That's interesting.
And they will want to keep him alive, but also want to keep him close by, because he can do the big wallops.
If they line up like that quick, if they get spotted, he can do a lot of big wallops straight down that line.
Like now, for instance. Maybe he can get a nice shot in. Nope, that did not go in. But they are going to get base A. In the last split second, they managed to do that. The mouse and Risky are being pushed upon. Riley is being pushed. They're basically pushing from all sides. Everyone is pushing.
If Naro can load, then Tim of Quick is gone between OG and Naro. Ooh. OG should be able to finish him off, I would have thought.
Yeah, but not just.
Almost.
And there goes Naro. The mouse is gone as well. Riley is not going to live for much longer. Tim is one shot. Risky has lost a lot of HP. There goes Riley.
And the base is back in their hands, but they've lost Risky now.
And they've lost points. They don't have the point advantage. And they have a one shot in their team. Base B is being capped. And this means that Raid will quickly get a bigger and bigger point advantage here. The E5 has to be careful though not to get pushed from their back end. But OG is there to basically protect them in the STB.
He's in a great little spot, especially for that tank. As you can see, he's just bouncing everything.
They just need to be careful of no one pushing from where the 1-to-1B is. But they know that Drizzle and Jantastic are there. He is losing steadily HP though. OG needs
they're
to not be
shoving a lot
there.
of HE rounds into him, as you can see. You can't pen, HE will do the trick.
Eventually, yeah. Tim has been taken out. OG still alive, getting out of there.
Oh, they're going to push on to Salvage now.
Yeah, they are pushing him back. Jantastic arriving from the other side. And basically, they don't even really need to.
No.
It
I mean,
is a little
Lex is
bit
coming in,
risky for them
but
to do this.
well, it is. I mean, they could use Yanitastic here. He could go down. He's lost a lot of hit points and taking out that 1-1B, and down he does go.
And this is it. They're pretty close, but they need to work together because they're going to lose Drizzle at this stage. So that means that the Kranwagens kind of have to push as well, but they're actually leaving Raider to go and help Drizzle, and I'm not sure that that is the right call here. They might make it though, if they get all the shots in.
I think OG is looking to surprise Raider.
Yeah, but so far the shots don't pen. Timon is
Raider
now
got it on
one
the
shot.
points anyway.
There we go, yeah, actually. They already reached 1k points.
Interesting game, that one. Quite an aggressive move by Raid. Like that. That was good.
Damage-wise, nearly the same damage done.
Yeah, but it goes to show that they weren't going to camp on this map, which is always a nice thing.
I always like it when a team can work around the camping of Camp Stilla.
Yeah, it's not the most entertaining of maps, unfortunately.
I think that even if they don't camp, I still don't like this map. Just the whole of it, the way that it works, is just nah.
What are they going to take this time on the swap of the sponsor? Oh, there we go. Another load of E5s. A mouse into 1-2-1B. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, why change it? I mean, you've got reactive armor, you've got a super duper speed boost. You don't even need a load of adrenaline to get that good reload because it already has a good reload. I mean, why change?
And they can go anywhere. They're unpredictable taking this lineup specifically because it doesn't give anything away as to what they were going to do.
No, exactly.
And Naro does need to ready up though. There we go. He's going for Vickers instead. And I think overall that's a safer choice than a grill.
Mm.
And an IS-7. Curious
I do
to
like
see
the
where they're
fact
going to
that the
deploy that.
IS-7s are making a showing every now and then.
Mm-mm. But can you imagine, like, if you gave the IS-7 the speed boost, how much more it would be used, probably?
Yeah, it'd probably be used a lot more. So I think it's more it's harder to play, but it's more versatile
Yeah.
than the IS-4.
I think for tournaments, basically it's the true armor of the IS-4, the hold down capabilities. That is why it's used more. Personally, when it comes to driving, I actually prefer the IS-7. I enjoy that a lot more than the IS-4.
Same here. I like the IS-7. I think it's a great little tank. And one of those tanks that a lot of people underestimate.
Yeah. Or they think it's a drivable ammo rack, which technically speaking, yes it is. But most of the time it works. So we're going to have a showdown around base C, even though they don't know it yet. Riley and Blue have been spotted now. So has the mouse. And now we have the E5 pack that is suddenly being shown to raid. They're going to lose a lot of HP for doing this though, but they might get away with it and get some kills in. And there we go, first gun gone that quickly. Blue is not going to live for it either, but look at the amount of HP that it will have cost Quick by the time that they get Blue out of the way. And he might even survive. Look at this! He lives!
Yeah, I mean, Blue is going to survive, yeah. How? How is the question?
Yeah. Riley gets taken out instead though, but Raid is basically like making them pay for every bit of HP that they take. The 1-2-1B is being set upon. The mouse is not looking too healthy. Original long drink has been taken out, as has Selfire. Blue is finally gone. Boy, he survived for way longer than he technically should have.
And I mean, the mouse of Quick is well, he's just lost a load more hit points. He's going to go down. He's now on one shot. So Raider just being slightly clinical. It's a messy clinic, but slightly clinical.
This was actually very clever gameplay from Raid, because as soon as those E5s were spotted, they hesitated a little bit before they actually went in. And as such, that gave Raid the time to react, and they basically were just ready to absorb the push.
I know, I like the way Raid have played this map.
Yeah.
Castilla's not the nicest of maps. It just isn't. And they've played it really well. They haven't camped. They've controlled the map, and they've done what you would expect the old Raid to do.
Yeah.
It's good that they're coming along like this.
And this was exactly as she said. This was very clinical. And that gives Raid potential match point now. Because it is the best of 5, so the first 3 victories is through. And that makes it highly interesting here, because now Quick is under pressure. I mean, it's not pressure because there's still a lower bracket to go through. But still.
Well, it's still not the easiest.
Yeah.
And they've still got to get through that bracket. And it's, as we've said earlier, it's not, you can't count on the fact that, I'll get a better opponent or an easier opponent or whatever. It's a high risk strategy.
Exactly. And we're now moving on to Canal. And aside from ditching the mouse and taking a T22, Quick is sticking with their E5s. Whereas I think we're going to see some different tanks on Raid side. Same tanks, but different quantity.
Normally the way. Looking forward to how they're going to play this one. I mean, Canal, it used to be, as I said, it used to be all about getting those caps. Nowadays, clans are being a lot more aggressive on it.
Yeah. But that's led to some very interesting matches. And I think that's also due to the speed boost. Because when you're a Crown Dragon or in E5, you can easily go A or D. It works both ways.
Yes.
And I'm actually surprised that Quick is not taking a Vicus. And that's mainly because of the speed with which they can get somewhere to spot, to see who's going where.
Oh, where are they going to go? That's the question.
Well, it would help. There we go. I was going to say it helps if I load in, but there we go. And we have Naro and OG heading towards base D as expected. T22 in the 1-1B doing that, and look at that pack of E5s. This is exactly what I mean. This is why you take a Vicus. Just to see who's going where. First damage done both sides. OG not wanting to be there. The E5s are getting spotted as they cross. Getting tracked as well. That is a very clever position for Riley, because they now know exactly where everyone is, and as such Raid can prepare to absorb a push potentially.
I'm a bit surprised that Quick sent their entire team this way. Could end up hurting them a little bit, this.
I think they had expected to catch the Vicus and the T22 unawares. Somehow. I'm not sure why, but I think that's what they had hoped for. Because even now, half the wolf pack is pushing and half the wolf pack isn't.
It becomes a very congested area, and when you've got a team like Raid, who are able to dish out some decent focus fire, it becomes a turkey shoot almost.
Yeah. And now we have original long drink being
You've
very
got
cheeky.
Drizzly and Riley are just trying to pincer them.
This is basically why I always feel that people shouldn't be too close together, because you just see the HP drop so fast. Long drink has been taken out, blue arriving at the back with the Kranwagen. And now basically quick tanks are turned every which way, and that is letting them get shot from both sides.
The thing, I mean, I'll be honest, I've never seen a brawl on Canal before, not like this, not
No.
from the off. Okay, they lost Drizzle, but wow, I mean, they've taken a lot of pounding quick.
Yeah.
Take Riley as well, but possibly OG, but again, they've taken a big beating to get here.
Basically, OG is low on HP, but he can still work. The 3 tanks are together. OG has to be careful, he might be taken out. But even now, Raid is playing it pretty aggressively, and they might just get away with that.
I think they will. I mean, you know, a hit point advantage, the guns on the battlefield.
Blue now
Blue
arriving.
will be fully loaded up, yeah.
Exactly. This is going to be very, very deadly. If he pens, though, that is kind of like the necessity here.
Yeah, but like I said, I've never seen a team go full on towards the D cap or any other cap on now. It is a very constrictive area around there, to be honest with you. And, you know, Raid were able to get round the back and they just bled them a little bit. Admittedly, Raid have also bled themselves, but it's a means to an end.
Yeah. And Timon survives on 71 HP. But this is exactly what I mean. It's interesting to see it this way. To see Raids basically absorb it, see what they're doing, adapting to it. This is Raid's strength.
Yeah, and it's also over.
Yeah. A 3-0. Oof. So you could say that we have some time before we get the next match.
Well, we will have, yeah. We'll have quite a lot of time
half
until the
an
next
hour.
match. Yeah, it is quite a wait.
Yeah, but we've got some replays, and I'm sure that there's stuff that we can talk about and everything, because it's been an interesting season so far.
Ain't gonna lie, it has. It's not been your typical season.
Also not with the tanks that are being driven. People, I think it's also a little bit that people are getting a bit fed up with the Kranwagens and the E5s. They're being chosen because they're too strong right now. But the way that you see teams take tanks that aren't really meta, so to speak, they are trying different things. They're trying to make themselves less predictable, to allow themselves to be able to do more.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, as we said earlier, they've got to try and work out how to basically tone down the E5 in the Kranwagen.
Yeah.
I think taking away those special consumables is probably one of the easiest ways they can do it.
I honestly don't think that they will actually do it, though.
No, they won't. But if that's the case, then make all the tanks even, give it to every single tank.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And then, you know, because when, like I said, with the E5, I drive it in tier 10. I don't have adrenaline to get a better reload. It's not needed. It's the same with the 215B. I don't drive that with the adrenaline reload either, because the reload time is good enough for tier 10.
True, that's a good point, actually, because I actually drive it with the adrenaline just for those occasions is where you can either get free damage or you need the extra reload.
A lot of the pro players don't have it. Funnily enough, on their E5s and 215Bs, they forego it and they stick in there the other consumables like the super quick and sometimes 2 repair kits. Because the E5 is notoriously easy to track. And then they also stick in on the equipment, you know, you can also stick in there the reactive armor and this sort of stuff, which is what they do. And it does help.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot of them dropping that reactive armor, and they're going in for a brawl. They'll drop the reactive armor down.
And to be fair, I dislike that has what become of the game, to be honest. I'm all for fantasy looks and all of that. I'm not for fantasy consumables, fantasy things. Tanks, sure, but that's basically just cosmetics. It's not like... basically, I just don't want tanks to be able to do very unrealistic things.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it gets to the point whereby, with the tanks, yes, a lot of them, like the Death Star, are fantasy tanks. We know that, but
it behaves under normal conditions.
yeah, it does. So going back, I mean, for my E5, I was advised by this by some of the pros who I sort of rolled out with in Toons. I have reactive armor, I have the improved speed boost, and I have the double repair kit, the multi-purpose restoration pack. And you'll see them. I mean, see them dropping the reactive armor. You'll see them dropping the speed boost, and 9 times out of 10 they will have a repair kit rather than that adrenaline to make the gun go quicker.
Yeah,
which is always interesting. And also for the provisions, I use the enhanced sandbag armor as well, as advised. Again, gives you that extra HP. It's only 6%, but it's enough. It's enough to help.
that's interesting actually, because I always take the extra armor because I always feel that more true armor will help me more than more HP ever will.
It does. I mean, it gives you. I mean, the enhanced sandbag armor, for example, gives you another 138 hit points, which, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't seem a lot realistically. But that is, it is half of a shot from another E5.
I might have
It's
to
a
look
good
into that
18-year-old.
basically because I've pretty much been playing it old meta style with the same provisions and consumables that I pretty much drive every other tank, which is basically big food, small food, and big fuel.
Well, that's what I used to do. Yes, it's the same. And I used to stock it up to make the crew work quicker.
Yeah.
So, as I was told, if you've got a fully equipped crew anyway, they're going to work perfectly. It's not going to be a problem. If you've got all the crew skills unlocked, then again, they're going to work quite nicely. So give yourself that additional, armor and that additional buff.
I think I'll have a look at that. Thank you. I'm very curious how the tank will perform in my hands then, because I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Well, it's strange you should say that. I used to have the same problem. I used to love it in tournaments, hate it every time, everything else, hated it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get on with it in normal battles. Since I've changed it around after speaking to the likes of Jory, etc., it's actually a lovely tank. Okay, you still get ammo racked every now and then.
Yeah, but that's normal. I mean, that's RNG, that's normal. It's the same reason I keep driving the IS-7, even though it's the tank that I the most easily can ammo rack. It won't stop me from driving it, because the chances of it happening are actually quite small.
That is true, that is true.
But if you wouldn't mind, I'd actually love if you could send me a screenshot after the stream somewhere or sometime. Just of your basically the layout that you have on the FE215B.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Thanks.
And in breaking news, Loka have beaten APA.
Ooh. Again, no real passages yet because there's a lower bracket.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of wondering how all of that is going with all the bans that have been happening. Because even in their main team, I believe APA is missing 2 players.
Who are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
they
you
are,
had
yes, because yes,
one of the
yes, there was a
OCLs
ban. Yes, yes.
and
Yes, OCL
Flappy.
who was playing yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
They even won 3-0. That's no lean feat either.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know. I forgot that. Yes, one of the OCLs. I don't know if it was the one who played. No, because there is an OCL in today.
Yeah, but they
Um,
have two. One with an L and one with an I. Because this is something that people do more and more. Using a capital I instead of a small L.
yeah, yeah, Loca 3-0. It's good. It's good to see Loca coming back strong
Yeah.
after their disappointing season of the winter season.
Basically, it's all about getting it now. So even if you didn't have your strong moments before, getting your strong moments now makes all the difference.
Indeed, and that's the thing. And doing that upwards charge at this stage is not a bad thing at all.
No. We'll have to see if
Still
they
waiting.
continue that.
Yeah, and we're still waiting on the other matches. They're still rumbling along.
Basically, I'm just showing some replays right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got some lovely cheeky games from people both in realistic mode and normal mode. But yeah, we'll definitely have a look at the scores
Never.
after this.
I'm glad to see that some people are interested in the Challengers Tour. That is always welcoming to see.
Yeah. But this is the thing, Challengers Tours has been requested to get streamed quite a lot. But most often, because of the format, we had to basically prioritize professional. And in this case, yes, we could technically split up and stream more. But you have to take our streamers into account as well. Because it's a lot more comfortable to be able to stream together, to have that actual conversation rather than just fill air with noise the whole stream on, basically. So let's have a look at the overall scores. First, going to look at the challenges. Infinity War versus Veil is still going.
It is.
That is an interesting one as well. And on the other side, Serenity and BPS is also still going. So
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they drew the first two games, so probably going to go to a decider.
Yeah. Big fan of those as well, to be honest. Let's see, what else have I got? I'm just showing some random replays. I wonder if Serenity is going to come back into the swing of things. Because they were, aside from EG, they were completely overpowered, more or less. And then suddenly,
Yeah, they
it's
were.
like something broke.
I think BPS are giving them a hard time, or they're giving BPS a hard time, whichever way you want to look at it.
To be fair, I like both of them. And whoever of them loses has to go against Appa next, so that's not going to be easy either.
No, it's not.
Overall, though, I think this is a very different top 4 from the EU server than we had originally anticipated.
It is. I totally agree with that. It is a different top four.
Especially with EG. I'm still surprised that happened, to be honest. Let's see, in the meantime, we see some lovely tier 6 and 5 gameplay. But it's all realistic, which makes it quite funny. What is basically the game mode, aside from random game modes, that you actually enjoy?
I'm not a big fan of ratings, I'll be honest with you, because it doesn't do what it's meant to do. I like some of the crazy game modes, I must admit. I do like burning games, because it means that you have to play as a team, funnily enough. Some people forget that. You're meant to go around shooting your own teammates to give them their health back as well as killing everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Rising's just like an arcade game, so. But my other favourite is actually Skirmish, which I know is back, because I think Skirmish is fantastic. It teaches people how to play the maps. Because you've got such a condensed map, and there are areas on the map that people would never think of, and Skirmish forces you to think about it.
I've actually never thought of it that way. Of it being a learn to play the maps kind of game mode.
Well, it's a bit of both. One, it's to learn to play the map, and secondly, because you've got such a condensed map and you've only got 5 players, you can't really camp on it. And if you camp, you're going to lose in Skirmish. You've got to find those positions, and you again, it's a very small map, so you've got to work as a team, even though you're not on voice, etc. That's why I like it. I think it's a great little game mode for that.
I might have to try it out again sometime then. Actually, I might have to try it out. I don't think I ever did.
And I tell you what, it's great doing the tournaments in Skirmish because they're so much fun. I do like the tournaments in Skirmish. It's quite intense, and they're fast and furious. The only thing that bothers me about Skirmish, I'll be honest, is the caps. They tickle down so quickly. You jump in and you can cap out very quickly, and that's the only thing that I don't like about it. Everything else I think is great. It's just the caps just tick over far too quickly.
But does that mean that the counting part is just different, so to speak?
It's really quick.
Okay.
It's really quick compared to what you normally have. That's the only downside to it. Aside from that, I mean, I think it's a great little thing to teach maps. Well, looks like Vale lost to IW.
Oof.
They will go out against Quick.
So that is what we're going to see next then.
It's 3-2 IW and
that must
Vale.
have been close.
Yeah. IW are a very, very good team, to be fair. Very, very good team.
Absolutely.
And, you know, those two are always going to be a difficult matchup.
In the meantime, I'm watching a epic VK versus M6 battle. In realistic. And it's really weird because this is basically why I don't like realistic. You only see a tank once they're liked, once you're actually looking at them.
Serenity losing to BPS.
Oh, well done, BPS.
Yeah, 3-2.
That's kind of thing, like, I'm not sure if I should be happy for BPS or sad for Serenity, so to speak, you know? Because they're kind of like both. The way that Serenity has been playing before was completely epic. They just seem to have lost their touch a little bit.
Yeah, but they have a little bit, but I don't know with these guys. They'll probably bounce back. They've got APA next, so...
Yeah, that's also going to be tricky for them.
It'll be an interesting one. See how they do bounce back from that.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, next up we've got Prevailing Quick, I believe.
Yeah, we do. So that's going to be lovely.
That's going to be an interesting one as well. Especially considering how Quick just played against Raid.
Yeah, exactly. And Phil, I mean, that was close. So they're going to be in a sort of disappointed high of sorts.
Oh God, yeah, they'll come back trying harder. No doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that. And, that's to be expected. Especially at this stage when it is now, one of them will go out.
Yeah. But I have to give massive kudos to Gravitas for beating Serenity there. That's got to feel good for them.
Yeah, it'll feel good for them. Trinity will be scratching their heads a little bit, saying, well, what went wrong there, probably. And obviously now they'll be looking forward to the APA game.
Yeah. And we still have like 20 minutes to go before we get him back.
I know, it's crazy, isn't
15 actually, but still. Let's see. I had a T54 game as well. Let me show that one then. I'm not even talking the gameplay. I'm mainly just like looking.
Hey, little gecko, what are you doing on my wall?
Oh, gecko! I love geckos.
Oh God, they're everywhere here.
Oh, they're so cute though.
Yeah, they are. They said my cat's mad.
I can imagine that. Do you know Spartacus Diablo, by the way?
Do you know Spartacus? Yes.
He has a tegu as a pet. And his name is Megatron, which makes him all the more epic. And honestly,
yes.
He sends me pictures from time to time because he knows I love that sort of stuff. And he's just so gorgeous. I mean, I love lizards. I love the way the scales work and everything. I can Google snakes just to look at the way that they look because there's so many different snakes that are just absolutely gorgeous.
I can't get a picture of him, as I would. He's found something to attack.
Oh, oh, that's so cute. No, I'm a big fan of all creatures great and small.
Same here. Like I said, he sends my cats absolutely bonkers because they just want to attack. And he's on the ceiling and everything, and it really annoys them. They sit there just staring.
No. I love cats too. Cats are there purely for live entertainment, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I really wish I could have a pet where I live. That would basically be like icing on the cake.
But a pet what, sorry?
I would love to have a cat where I live right now. I'm not allowed to have pets here though, so that's why that's not happening. Oh, but I'd be the perfect person to be a crazy old cat lady, you know?
Nothing wrong with cats.
No, I love
two of them, brother and sister. They look after each other, oddly enough.
That's great. That doesn't always go right. So I'm glad that
true,
it does there.
I was surprised, but yeah, I mean, they do look after each other, bless them.
Yeah, 10 more minutes before we get more matches. The second and last matchup of this evening. And then we have a few more hours and then we have an A.
Indeed we do, yeah.
Oh my god, we need a long holiday after this season.
That's the truth. It has been a long. To be fair, it has been a long season.
Yes. And to be fair, I do complain, but I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. And that goes for all of us streamers.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, totally.
So meanwhile, this is the reason. This wasn't even an ace, but this was just such a cheeky game. Or it was a 3 versus 3. Or Spaghetti basically just suicided, so now it's a 2 versus 3. He's not happy that that happened. And basically, I had a teammate down in the ditch. It's on Hallis. I'm in a T54. I have about 900 points left. My teammate keeps getting tracked, so basically it's about him surviving, me surviving, and just getting those bases. We have 3 bases now, so we should be able to survive it. And then I run, and we make it, and he survives. And he gets blown up at the last split second, but by then we've already won. But it was like one of those games that it feels a lot more intense than it ends up being, so to speak.
Those sort of games are okay though when they're intense.
I love them, I really do, because I like it when a game is different than what you'd expect. Same reason that I love out-of-the-box tournament games. When it's just not as predictable, that makes it a lot more fun. So here we are, a few minutes away from getting a invite.
Yeah. Almost there. Getting close.
Oh crap, it's actually opening my browser now. Me and clicking things. I'm giving my laptop some time to open. Ah, thank you. The lineup thing. Yes. Not the light up, the loadout thing. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, at this stage, I'm sort of running out of things to talk about, to be honest. What do you think about the summer background?
I haven't really seen it yet, to be honest with you. I've been in between streams and sleep.
I dislike that they removed the music makers that were there last time. I'm very glad that they seem to have removed that bloody dog that you hear barking but can never find.
Oh, yeah. That is good. That was one good thing. I mean, the dog is gone. That's gone. That's great. But it's been replaced with a crow that goes ow, ow, every couple of minutes.
Yeah, but that's fine. Hearing a bird and not seeing it, that's like normal. There's also
Absolutely.
a woodpecker, by the way. On the tree,
noticed
on the
the
right side of the
woodpecker.
flags. I like it.
Right side of the flags.
Yeah, you know those 3 banners with spring
Oh,
season?
so there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is.
And
Never
there's
noticed
some
that before until you pointed it out.
butterflies.
The butterflies I've noticed, but yeah, the guys churning out Katusha on the harmonica have gone. So
And for me, the dog was mainly the pet peeve because I couldn't stand like hearing it, but not seeing one anywhere.
yeah, I know it was so annoying. I think I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they did that map when they're bringing out the Rudy, because the Rudy is from a TV show, a Polish TV show called Four
okay.
Tankists and a Dog.
I've never heard of that, but that would explain
It's a
it. Yeah?
TV show. Yeah. It's a TV show. It was a Polish TV show about a Polish tank crew. So strictly speaking, it's actually a Polish tank.
Okay.
The program was called Four Tankists and a Dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what they were meant to be.
Okay. That's pretty nice, actually. References like that. It's the same thing. Like I love the people that make Easter eggs in the game, in the maps and everything.
Hmm.
Because there's so many like nerd references there, and me as a nerd really likes that.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few intriguing bits in Blitz with some of the tanks. It's like the M60. Um, I mean, that is a true render of an M60 from the Vietnam War. Oddly enough,
Okay, I did not know that.
yeah, but with the cut down cupola, a bigger cupola, the one they had. If you have a
This
look at the
was
Rudy, on the one turret is a Polish eagle.
okay. Is that little eagle thing next to the 102? That's pretty cool. History lessons with Fujit.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like it's always it always gets me because when you look at the renders, and I can't wait to see what the. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to go onto the open test, but I can't wait to see what the rendering of the tracks and the wheels is going to look like and the suspension. To be fair,
Oh, I think that's going to look amazing. To be fair, I'm really looking forward to the new graphics. I'm not
it just
entirely
goes to
certain what to expect.
it just
And
goes to show how phones in mobile devices have improved
yeah,
significantly.
yeah, exactly. That's mainly my worry, the bugs that will come with it and how
Hmm.
much it will break the game.
Well, that's the downside. Yeah.
Like, I mean, not mean like break the game as in things being OP. I mean literally break the game. There were some very interesting bugs with open test as well with regards to the new
I saw those.
renderings.
Yeah, I saw what you in Fatness were talking about. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
So that's the sort of
But I
stuff
mean,
they need to fix it.
one of the downsides I foresee with the new graphics is people on older devices not lowering their graphics, and that's going to cause issues.
Yeah. In the meantime, we had one of the Martins on my stream go. He has a lizard with no legs. It's a
It's
British
a,
only
yeah, it's
legless
a slow
lizard.
worm.
Yeah,
That's
I,
very true. It's called a slow worm. He's 100% correct.
I need to Google that because I've never seen it.
Yeah, it looks like a snake, but it's not a snake really. But it
That
looks
is
like one.
definitely interesting because the face is very lizard.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to remember the name. There's a kind of python, and it kind of
Hmm.
looks like it's been dipped. No, you know those oil stains that you see on the road sometimes that are just like every color of the rainbow. That sort of coloring that snake has. It's a kind of python, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm a nerd for these things. I would never want to have a snake because keeping dead mice in my freezer to feed them is not something I see myself doing. But I do love looking at them. A friend of mine used to have like 17 snakes as pets, and they all had like personalities. I learned a lot from her. Basically, all the bias that is there regarding snakes and everything. It's just like all crap. And I've just learned a lot from her about snakes in general and how they're generally very cuddly critters. Not like cuddly as in I want to strangle you and eat you, but just
Yeah.
like seeking companionship and everything. It's really cute.
I really thought of that. I mean, well, it's probably a female thing. My wife loves all things lizardy as well. She wants a pet lizard. I'm like, what?
To be fair,
She loves the
I'm
fact
from
that
a
there are
mostly
geckos everywhere.
I'm from a mostly female family. I'm the only one that's like this.
That's different then.
No, we're the cool exceptions.
Yeah, I was in Thailand and they have like these water lizards. I can't remember what they're called now. They're absolutely huge. Really,
Oh,
really huge.
oh, what are they called again? Yeah, they have a very weird name.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called now, but
Well, considering I start typing big lizard and I get Thailand straight after.
water
A water
monitor,
monitor,
water
yeah.
monitor,
They're so
absolutely
fast. They're
massive.
incredible.
And I've got loads of pictures because I was living in Bangkok for work, not permanently, but living there for like 2 weeks in a hotel. And there's only so much you can do at the weekend, so you sort of take all the sorts of tourist trips on boats and stuff. And they're everywhere. These things are literally everywhere. And they're like a meter long, if not bigger. You're like, oh my god, that's huge.
That is so cool. By the way, the python that I was talking about is called a Bismarck Rings python. And they're
I have to look
absolutely
up that
gorgeous.
now.
I'll share a picture on my server after the stream because they're just beautiful. In the meantime, we are 20 seconds away from getting our first match on Normandy. And we see Quick having prepared with 2 mice, 4 E5s, and a 121B versus 2 IS4s, a mouse, 2 AMX 50Bs, a Kranwagen, and a 215B.
Mm.
This is basically what happens when you stream it a lot. Yesterday, Jack and I talked for like 20 minutes about the Eurovision Song Contest, and here we are talking about reptiles and snakes and everything.
Much better subject.
No. I do like that though, when you can go like a sort of off topic, when you don't have actually anything useful to say about the game. But here we go. Vil versus Quick. And in this case, the pressure is on because whoever does not win this is out of the tournament. And we have Quick moving in quick successions towards the C area and behind there. Whereas Vil is mostly doing similar things on the D side. So it's almost like they sort of suspect what Quick might be doing. Yuri is all the way at the back in the 215B. The IS4s have cap base D. Are you still with me, Fujit?
Yeah, I'm just looking at seeing what they're doing here because you've got Quick looking to do an aggressive push, and I don't think that's a good idea considering the big guns behind these IS4s of Vale.
It's interesting to see Vil
there goes Lex.
push with them though, because this is very interesting to see. Vengeance is not going to live much longer, but he did get another shot in, and that might prove to be vital because that will be the second gun gone if they get that shot in, and they do. Farmilo just got absolutely deleted there though.
Yeah. Did a bit, but Risky is going to go down. Go now. A Heffalump and Tasting Killer are loaded in their 50Bs. Poor old Raider is going to feel that pain soon.
And basically, as long as the focus fire is on, then Vil should have this, even with the AMXs on a drum reload now.
Tim is about to go now.
And we have Heffalump, who's going to not be killed because he actually missed.
He did.
But there he goes after all. But that was longer than expected.
It was.
And with 2 mouse, this is where the DPM comes into play, because you have 4 guns. And it doesn't really matter which gun they're going for, as in which gun the mouse are going for, because they're not going to survive this.
And this is where the mouse becomes a liability. I mean, it's fantastic, heavy armor, fantastic as a meat shield and a bully, but when it's on its own like this, it's just such a liability. It has no mobility and shocking PM.
This was one of the most aggressive games I've seen so far this season. And I'm talking about the serious games, not talking about the games where people don't no longer have to take it seriously. But look at the damage difference between the two teams. That is near double the damage.
Yeah, you need to blame Ego Chihai there. I think he's the caller in on certain maps, or not, if not all maps. And I'm not sure.
And I think Quick, because they were talking about Go in the beginning of the battle, they wanted to make this push. I just think they hadn't anticipated Vil to be so close together.
Well, no, and this is the thing. I mean, again, I mean, Vale have been top eight, not just once, but a few times. So they have got quite experience in there. And don't forget, they've got Wunderkind, Effalump, Yori. I mean, they've got a vast range of experience in that team, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So Quick, unfortunately, have had two tough opponents.
And this
Raid followed by Vale.
Yeah, oof. But also, like, if you go into a battle, you don't expect the first battle to be over this quickly. That's going to be demoralizing. I mean, it was less than 2.5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see. Half a minute left to go. And we see Veil now taking 3 Crown Dragons, 3 E5s, and 1 AMX 50B. Versus 6 E5s and a 1-1B. Oh my god.
They do like their E5s, I must admit. They do like their E5s.
And they have the better DPM. But if those Crown Wagons can get that clip in, then they might lack the guns to make use of that DPM. So let's go. The second match.
We're scratching their heads now saying, really? How many E5s? Come on.
One of my mods just went, by the way, guys, if you want keys, you can ask Wildpond Helper.
Absolutely, totally agree.
And Martin said, a lizard has eyelids and blinks like a human, whereas a snake has a translucent piece of skin that they can see through. Interesting fact for you guys.
There you go. Come onto these streams and you get knowledge as well.
Yes.
Great.
And now we have Quick, indeed, what they said at the end of the last battle, wanting to push over B, and one of the guys goes, no, don't! And they've already split, and here they go. And Phil is just all there, all ready, all loaded out.
Defensive positions, just waiting for it to happen. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't find this funny, but I actually find this hilarious. Original long drink reduced to a 2-shot. We have Phil just moving in now, getting those shots in. And basically just... This is like such a... an F-fest, let's put it that way.
So Vengeance went down really early there.
Raider is next in line. One more reload and he's gone. Lex is next in line. Not sure where Quick is going and who they're focusing.
Well, they toyed with the idea of doing Tasting Killer, which would have been the best idea because now he's got the safety and he's reloading. And he's about to come back and show them what a 50B can do.
Yeah, and that's... Seaman is probably going to feel that the most here. Look at this. First one in. Second one in. And...
Third one's a charm, maybe?
No, almost, but there he goes. Ended by Formilo. And we have Savayat, who said, no, don't. Now, okay. I'm sorry, Quick. I'm laughing at the situation as a whole. I'm not laughing at you. This was, in a way, it was hilarious. Especially the no, don't.
It's good that they're having fun, though. That's the main thing as well.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're basically giving up the championship with these rush tactics. Especially when not your whole team is committed here. For Milo even, still alive, if barely, gets another... And that was an ammo rack.
Was it ammo rack?
That is like adding injury to insult. Insult to injury.
Like, next map, please. Sorry.
I'm like I said, I'm really sorry, but that was hilarious.
Maybe they'll listen to Savaji, Seaman or Savaji next time. Don't go there.
Well, they didn't say anything at the end of the chat this time, so we have no inkling what they're going to do. But you can see Sylvain is the last one to ready up. I think he's not happy.
I don't blame him. He's probably saying, guys, what on earth are you playing at? I mean...
I think Quick has mainly had it.
Yukon's going to be a test. and
Yeah.
they just need to calm down, settle down, calm down.
I just hope that they had some laughs on stream, on voice for them as well.
They probably didn't. Probably Savaji was expressing
Raging.
his opinion. Yes, he was probably expressing his opinion in a not too quiet manner. You know, for the life of me, I can't believe that they've trained and practiced tactics, which includes rushing over B when the rest of the team says no. I just can't believe they trained that way. So,
Yeah. No. And now we have Phil, who has to ready up and basically got handed 2 free victories now, especially that last one. That was just a gift. So we're moving to Yukon, map with 4 bases. We have Phil still not ready with only 11 seconds to go, but here we go. We see 2 Kranwagens, potentially 3 E5s, there we go, and 2 IS4s. Versus a mouse, 5 E5s and a 1-1B.
at least they took a mouse to change that meta around from the E5s.
But seriously, I'm just wondering what they're gonna do now. They might be my favorite team of the challenges now, just for that, just like lol moment.
Now they say rush D and everybody goes no, and they still rush it.
So far they're not saying anything. I can imagine Salvaya just basically quietly seething. We have Quick now going towards base A and a little bit towards base C. Whereas all of Vil is moving together, except for 1 IS4 and 1 Kragenwagen who are going to cap. But we're going to see a showdown around A, I'm pretty sure.
They are indeed, and you can see here Vale just their shots across and Tim getting really pummeled.
Ego lost a lot of HP there. But they're just continuing to push. Basically, maybe they're giving back what Quick gave to them last battle.
I think they're trying to sucker those E5s to allow the likes of Vengeance, Vermilo and Hefferland to come round and pincer them into a trap.
Yeah. Ego is going to be out very quickly though. But not before Tim.
Exactly, I mean Tim went down as well, but looking at it, Tasting Killer is now losing hit points rapidly.
Yeah, but there he goes. And that's the
And
second gun gone.
Wonderkind.
Basically, they need to get those kills in, but at the same time, they also just need to get shots in. Veil, that is.
Vega's original, so it's pretty much even Stevens at the moment with Vale getting the advantage.
Oof, that was another ammo rack.
Another ammo rack.
Oh, Veil definitely has RNG this season. Or this matchup in any case. For Milo getting a lucky bounce there. But is being set up on Zalvaya at the back. They're now basically letting Vengeance is turning around to shoot the mouse. Yuri is dealing with Salvaya. Having the most HP, he can get away with that. Formilo is still alive, if barely. The mouse gets taken out. Salvaya is gone. It's just Raider, and this is going to be a very smashing 3-0.
It is. Focus fire works for Vale. That's the thing. I mean, they train a lot on the focus fire, so
these first 2 matches, though.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, honestly. And actually, for a moment, it looked like it was a sort of YOLO push that Vil did, and I think they actually did, but they got away with it.
How Fatches just sent me a message in game chat. I don't have any of the tanks, only the 121.
Oh, bless. Oh, that. I feel for him. I mean, he is obviously a reroll. But I do feel for you.
Oh, bless him.
I feel for you.
He's a reroll, and he really does only have the 121B. It's the only tank he's got. It's his head. kudos for going out in the only tank. It's
Yeah.
very impressive.
I was wondering why they kept choosing the 1-1B because, I mean, it is a 1-1B.
But now we know why.
No,
So
bless.
kudos to Maggie for doing that. You're not gonna. You don't normally see that at this level of the tour scene. That is impressive, my friend.
To be fair, I'm just going to have a quick look, by the way, at their team right now because this was over in a heartbeat. Like, they all have pretty high stats, but Raider has 13k games. Then we have Simon with near 25. Lex has 58. Or basically, they're all... Tim is fairly much a reroll. Risky is... But they both have like 2k battles. Then we have Noxus with near 3k. Skills with 17. And Salvati with 156 battles. And their captain has 6k. Basically, like, most of them will have more tanks than this. I think they might have had an issue with who could make it today.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, but fair play to them for this is what. Okay, the rerolls they may be, but this is what I keep trying to explain to people. If you don't give it a go in the tournament, you never know how far you're ever going to get.
That is very true.
And you know, I don't know. The clan profile is. I don't know if they're a Russian clan. Their profile is in Cyrillic, but I don't know if that means they're Russian. They could, because a lot of countries use Cyrillic, of course. So I don't really know what part of the world they're in. But fair play to them for giving it a go, because, as I say, if you don't give it a go, you never know where you will go. And here they are. They've all got their challenges. He's on his reroll. He's now got a challenges avatar.
That is definitely something.
Fair play. I think that's brilliant. I think that's fantastic.
But to be fair, those were some of the most fun matches we've seen.
Oh, completely. And I mean, if they are, you know, from a, I don't know, it depends where they're from, but it explains some of the aggressive tactics.
Yes, it does. But that also means that our EU stream is at an end already. Let's have a quick look if we... I doubt we would have any results yet from the professionals. Serenity versus Appa. Because they will have barely had time to get many matches in. No, they're still going.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah. But that means that's it for us tonight. We will be back later tonight, late tonight, in less than 6 hours actually, with the NA professionals. And we hope to see you then. So thank you all for watching. Thank the teams for the gameplay. We've had a good time, let's put it that way. And we'll see you all tonight. So good night and bye-bye.
All the best. Cheerio.